Selling is all about relationships and building trust. At Greenway, it's our people that have built the business. We're fortunate to have a team with years of experience. They know John Deere equipment inside and out and go the extra mile to take care of our customers.
And right now is a great time to talk to one of us about a new tractor. Get 0% APR financing for 72 months on a John Deere compact utility tractor. Nothing runs like a Deere.
From Greenway Equipment Sales, family owned and operated since 1994.
Choosing a school is really difficult, but I have never felt like I should have gone somewhere else.
The thing I like about the school, the class sizes are smaller.
Making friends is easier here because of the fact that you are such a tight-knit community.
I was shooting around a basketball. That's how I met my first friend.
You meet a lot of new people from different areas of the world.
I feel like I've grown so much here. And there's so many amazing people that work here to learn from.
I definitely made the right decision coming to Husson.
Welcome everyone to Boucher Field as we have men's soccer, college soccer action between University of New England taking on Husson University. I'm Isaac Potter alongside Avery Henningsen, and tonight we should have a very good game on our hands. But first we'll switch it over to the PA announcer Tyler Huey for the starting lineups and the national anthem.
Time, we'd like to introduce the starting lineup for the Nor'easters of UNE. Number 3, Keegan Shea. Number 4, Nick Brown. Number 7, Luke Gold. Number 12, John Upton. Number 14, Connor Lynch. Number 20, Matthew DeSimian. Number 23, Brandon Waterman. Number 30, Sam Higgins. Number 31, Alex Woodworth. Number 34, Nick Rifle. And in goal, number 26, Olivia Hammond. The head coach for UNE is Peter Ostergid. And now, let's meet the starter lineup for your Husson University Eagles. A sophomore from Spain, number 4, Pedro Molina. A junior from Concord, New Hampshire, number 6, Mosi Masamango. A graduate student from Bangor, Maine, number 8, Christian Quiones. A sophomore from Spain, number 11, Alejandro Mora. A junior from Germany, number 15, Rafael Beckenbauer. A sophomore from Spain, number 17, Domingo Infante. A senior from Denham, Massachusetts, number 20, Ben Shumway. A sophomore from Iceland, number 24, Arnie Hernandson. A senior from Spain, number 26, Gerard Arias. A sophomore from Switzerland, number 30, Florian Gasser. And in goal, a senior from Frankfort, Maine, number 33, Benjamin Powell. The Eagles are coached by Gavin Penny, and he's assisted by Steve Moreni, Alex Caballero, Matt Goodman, and Carlos Bermudez. Fans, at this time, we ask you to please rise, and gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
And that was the starting lineups alongside with the national anthem. We want to take a moment to thank today's game sponsors: Performance PT, designing a healthier you; Greenway Equipment Sales in Ellsworth and Bangor; Nothing Runs Like a Deer; Governor's Restaurant; and Casella, giving resources new life. And we are right about to get underway here. It's a nice evening to play soccer, not windy at all. I say it's about perfect fall weather. Avery, what's going to be key for Husson if they want to be able to come out with the win here tonight?
Yeah, well, last weekend they did a really nice job of moving the ball around on the ground, and I think if they can just keep that up today, they're working with a little bit of a different formation that's going to bring some more offensive pressure for them.
Absolutely, and the Husson men's team is coming off a win against SUNY Cobleskill on Sunday. That was a 7-0 win. And UNE is coming off a loss to Salve Regina, where they lost that game 1-0. UNE coming in with a record of 0-7-2 overall, 0-2 in conference play, looking to try to pick up that first victory on the season. Husson coming in with a record of 4-2-2 overall, 3-0-1 in conference play. Quickly, we'll go down through the starting lineups here. First for UNE, it's going to be number 3, Keegan Shea, number 4, Nick Brown, number 7, Luke Gold, number 12, John Upton, number 14, Connor Lynch, number 20, Matt DeSimone, number 23, Brendan Waterman, number 26, Ollie Hammond in goal tonight, number 30, Sam Higgins, number 31, Alex Woodruff, and number 34, Nick Raphael. And for Husson, it's going to be number 4, Pedro Molina, number 6, Mosi Mango, number 8, Christian Quinones, number 11, Alejandro Mora, number 15, Rafael Beckenbauer, number 17, Domingo Fonte, number 20, Ben Shumway, number 24, Arnie Heriderson, number 26, Gerard Arias, number 30, Florian Gasser, and in goal tonight here for the Eagles, it's going to be number 33, Benjamin Powell, the senior from Frankfort, Maine. So definitely should be a very entertaining game on our hands here.
Yeah, Husson's running with a little bit of a more senior group here tonight than they did on Sunday.
As it's going to be Husson going to be starting off with the ball here first in this game. It's going to be Christian Quinones going to take the kickoff here. As the ref has signaled that we're all set, ready to go, and we're right about to get underway here as the ball will come into Mosi Mango. They'll give it over to Arias. Arias will give it over to Infante. Crosses it over to Shumway. Eagles offense is a very patient one, looking to try to get the best look that they can get.
Yeah, they're doing a really nice job of working around that back line right now, and it's keeping them with the ball.
Ryderson gives it over to Gasser. Gasser thought about taking a shot on goal there. Gives it over to Beckenbauer. Beckenbauer looks to bring it in, and that's going to be kicked out there by Shea. Ball comes into Gasser on the throw-in. We'll give it over to Shumway. He'll back it out, give it over to Infante. Infante over to Molina. Molina gives it over to Quinones. We give it back over to Molina. He gives kind of an awkward pass there to Shumway. Fonte to Mosi Mango. Swings it over to Molina. And it's going to be Raphael kicking that one out of bounds as Husson will once again have a throw-in. Molina will give it over to Mosi Mango. Gives it back over to Infante. So far, the Eagles here looking to try to get something going, and it's going to be taken away there by UNE. Woodworth tries to get by Molina. He will give it over to Lynch as the ball will go out of bounds, but it will still remain with the Nor'easters.
Yeah, it looks like UNE is going to try to play a very defensive formation today. Right now they have 5 back and 4 in the midfield, and only one up top, they'll probably try to win off those counterattacks here today.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed here so far is they definitely have gone to a defensive mindset here, really playing back and really letting defense backs to do something.
Yeah, I would imagine they're going to let number 14 here just run around up top for a bit and then let the rest of their team just win it and move up the field with it.
Shumway gives it over to Masimango. He's back over to Infante. He'll swing it over to Molina once again. Molina will try to send one down to Heriderson, but that's going to be Hammond going to pick up that one. And he'll look to kick it away. Hammond sends it down the field as Beckenbauer gets a foot on that one. Gasser tries to send it to Heriderson, but was not able to get it to him. Mora gets it here. Gives over to Beckenbauer, being guarded by Shea. Looks to make a move. Gives over to Masimango. Over to Molina. Molina sends it to Quinones. Back over to Masimango. Mora. Looks to try to send it to Arias, but that's going to be too much for him, and the ball's going to go out of bounds.
Yeah, I think the key for this Husson offense here today is to just keep moving that ball back and forth across the field and get those defenders out of position. That if they're going to pack the box, you want to get them on their heels so that you can create those gaps up the middle.
Absolutely. Eagles on the season just so far, they've been really composed on the offensive end, you know, always want to try to get the ball moving. And then so far has led them to a 4-2-2 overall record here. So the ball's going to come into Lynch. And as Lynch is going to have that one kicked out there by Molina. Gould tries to send it in. Gives it out to Higgins. Higgins. As it's going to be Powell. Goalkeeper kicking that one out. Gould tries to take care of that one, but Arias is going to come away with it. Gives it to Masimango. To Beckenbauer. Eagles looking to try to make something happen. Gasser is going to get tripped up there by DeSimone. And the Eagles will kick it off the foul.
I think today these free kicks in the offensive zone is going to be really important with how much they're packing the box to be able to move your best headers up the field there for these.
Gasser tries to find Molina, gives it to Shumway. Shumway tries to find someone in the middle, but that's going to be kicked out. So far, a good look there for the Eagles. It's going to be Arias who's going to take the throw in here. Arias gets into Mora. Back over to Arias. Arias looks across, but that's going to be kicked out by DeSimone.
Yeah, you can see right now, Isaac, UNE has 9 players inside the box on this throw-in.
Yeah, there's no UNE player up by the midfield. Definitely trying to go with a defensive game here. It's Masimango. Gives it over to Shumway. To Masimango again. He'll send it over to Molina. Molina will look to set it in. Tries to give it to Quinones. Beckenbauer is going to stay with it here. Beckenbauer. The ball tried to come into Mora, but that would be kicked out there by Raphael. Masimango. As you hear Coach Penny telling him to reset this. Molina looking to make a move here. Gives it to Mora. Mora. Over to Shumway. Shumway over to Beckenbauer. Beckenbauer swings it to Masimango. Masimango continuing to be patient here. He'll give it over to Molina. Infante. And that's going to be taken away there by the Nor'easters. And it's going to be Lynch on the break here. Actually, it looks like it was probably an off. I believe that was an offsides call. The ball will go back over to the Eagles.
Yeah, Lynch did a nice job of winning that ball, but he strayed a little bit offsides after Infante stepped up for that return.
And if he happened just to get a little bit more onside, he would have had a good chance there, as only 2 Eagles defenders back. Heriderson looking to chase that one, and the ball happens to go out. Ball will be given back over to UNE.
Yeah, UNE will be trying to capitalize on those counterattacks today, because right now they only have one person up top, so it's really their only goal-scoring opportunity.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if maybe like part of a strategy, they'll try to do that maybe in the first half, and then the second half they'll look to try to attack more if they're able to hold Husson. The ball will be kicked down the field to Powell.
Yeah, this is a team that I think will be perfectly happy with a 1-0 victory or a 0-0 tie even today.
And I think that's definitely the strategy here probably for UNE. They're looking to try to get that first win on the season, and they're probably coming in with the mindset of like, oh, we got nothing to lose here tonight, so let's try something different. Let's try to do something, and let's play our hearts out to the very end. As Quinones kicks that one out of bounds, and that'll be given back over to UNE. And it's going to be Shea who's going to make the throw in here. Shea tries to give it over to Woodworth, but that's going to be kicked away by the Eagles. But Woodworth actually stays with it. Tries to find Lynch, but taken away by Infante. Molina trying to give it over to Mora. And it looks like it's going to be a tripping call there on Molina, and UNE will get it back.
Yeah, I think UNE will definitely be trying to score on a play like this. You can see they just moved almost their whole defense up. They have a very clear height advantage on Husson here in this game.
Yeah, like you mentioned, they definitely do have the height advantage, as multiple guys on UNE that are over 6 foot, and Husson doesn't really have many guys who are over 6 foot tall. Shumway gets a foot on that one, and it'll be kicked out, be thrown out there by Powell. And good hustle there from Raphael, as ball will get over to Gasser. Masimango over to Mora. Mora bringing it up here. Mora finds Arias. Eagles looking to attack here. Arias still trying to stay with it, but it will go out off of him. Nor'easters will have a throw-in. It's going to be Nick Brown throwing it in here for UNE. As the ball comes into Infante. Shumway. Back over to Infante. Infante looking to be patient here. Gives it over to Powell. Powell. Give it over to Pedro Molina. He's looking to be very patient here. Looking to get some good ball movement here. Molina bringing it up. We'll send it down to Mora. Mora's going to handle this one. Looks to make a cross. Tries to give it over to Quinones. That'll be kicked out there by Woodworth. And it's going to be Lynch trying to make something happen, as that'll be kicked out by Shumway. Keegan Shea going to make the throw in here. He's a freshman from Freeport, Maine. Shea gives it into Higgins. Back over to Shea. And it's going to be taken away there by Gasser. Beckenbauer over to Masimango. Masimango Over to Infante. Over to Shumway. Back over to Beckenbauer. Gasser. Gives it to Masi Mongo. Going to be headed out there by Waterman. That'll be kicked up by Raphael.
Yeah, you can see that UNE offense likes to sag back but then wait for these little opportunities in the middle here to step up with their centers and their outside wings.
Quinones is going to break free here, cross it over, try to give it to Heriderson, but it'll be kicked out, and we'll have the first corner kick of the game here. It's going to be Florian Gasser. Looks like he's going to take the corner kick with 32:01 left to play in this first half.
Yeah, we see that they sent Shumway and Molina up there. We'll see if he tries to get it into them on this play.
The Eagles looking to try to get on the board first here. Because that one's going to be sent a little bit too far. Masi Mongo going to have to chase that one down. Gives it over to Arias. Arias sends it down to Molina. Molina tries to head that one. But Gasser will stay with it. Gasser looking to make a move. And it's going to be Hammond picking that one up.
Yeah, that was a nice job by Shea there that he didn't win the ball, but he managed to slow Gasser down just enough that his goalkeeper was able to come out and get that one.
Both teams still looking to try to get on the board first here. So that's going to be sent down the field to Lynch. Lynch in a foot race with Infante. Lynch gets free. He's going to take a shot. It just goes far to the right. But a good look there from Lynch.
Yeah, that shows you that UNE counterattack that seemed like nothing was going on, and then they just found their man running right up that seam.
Yeah, Lynch was able to break free there, was able to get away from Infante. Took a good shot there, but just happened to go a little bit too far to the right. And just barely missed. It's Molina. Give it over to Arias. Gives it to Heriderson, to Mora, and that's going to be a little bit too much for Arias to handle. And the Nor'easter's going to get it back. It's Gould. Makes the throw in here, gives it in to Lynch. Mora takes it away. The Eagles will look to continue to be patient. Infante. Over to Molina. Molina sends it out to Quinones. Up top to Arias. Arias swings it over to Molina. To Infante. Infante swings it over to Shumway. Over to Molina again. Molina tries to give it to Gasser. Going to be poked away there by Woodworth. The Eagles will still stay with it. Arias. Over to Mora. Mora will slow it down, give it to Heriderson. And I did not see what happened there, but it looks like it'll be a turnover going back over to UNE.
Yeah, it looked like Arias was a little bit offsides there, just a step or two on that right far side from us.
So it will be Nick Brown who's going to take the kick here. And actually it's going to be the goalkeeper, Hammond, going to kick this one away.
Yeah, this shows a lot of trust in their goalkeeper here to pull him all the way out of his box and leave no one back. You can see the UNE defense pushing up so that no Husson players can be anywhere near that box.
Yeah, definitely an interesting strategy because, say if it happened to go to a Husson player, you know, you have a chance to really score on a wide open goal there. It's going to be Lynch breaking free here, but Powell's going to scoop that one. So far, Lynch has really been sneaky there on the offensive end. Just has had a lot of good chances here so far and almost had another chance to try to get a shot on goal there.
Yeah, he knows how to take his opportunity. He's been he just kind of sags there, and you forget about him for a second, and then all of a sudden he has the ball right in the box, and you don't know what just happened.
It's Mossy Mongo going to send it down the field to Arias, and it looks like once again it's going to be an offsides call on him. The ball going back over to the Nor'easters.
Yeah, this Nor'easters back line is doing a really nice job of keeping in a flat, concise line to make sure that those offsides calls are played on them.
Yeah, so far definitely the back line here for UNE and their defense is giving Husson a few problems here so far in the early going. Look, they're looking to try to get something going here. As now UNE is now starting to play up here. Fonte over to Molina. Molina gives it to Heriderson. Heriderson will slow it down again. Gives it back to Molina. Molina swings it over to Fonte. To Shumway. Over to Mossy Mongo. Mossy Mongo looks to try to send it down. It's going to be headed away there by Brown. Molina to Mora. Going to have it taken away there by Raphael.
Yeah, it looked like Moore got a little bit too handsy there on that play.
Yeah, he looked like he was trying to get around him and get possession of the ball, but just happened to use too much there. That's a nice pass there from Lynch. Beckenbauer staying with it. And it's going to be Beckenbauer coming away with it. Mossy Mongo going to have it taken away, but Infante's going to give it to Gasser. Gasser gives it over to Arias. And the Eagles going to turn the ball over here on the offensive end. Woodworth. And that's going to be kicked out. Actually, it will still remain with UNE here. Molina will head it out. And UNE here looking to try to get on the board here early. It's going to be Gould with the throw-in.
Yeah, both teams have had some nice offensive opportunities so far here today.
Absolutely. Definitely both have had their looks here so far, but just have not converted to find the back of the net. As it looks like there'll be a foul called there, as it's going to be Brown giving him a little shove in the back there. And Molina is over to Mossy Mongo. Mossy Mongo will send it down, tries to give it to Quinones, gives it to Heriderson. Heriderson breaks away there, looks across it over, no one was there. And it's going to be Gould coming away with it.
Yeah, that was a nice ball across the top of the backs there by Heriderson. Obviously, he was the star of last weekend's Sunday game with 2 goals and an assist there.
Heriderson tries to find Quinones, and that's just to be a little bit too far, as Quinones says, my bad on that one. And it's going to be Hammond who's going to kick it away here. 23:34 left to play in this first half. So far, it's been UNE with only 1 shot, and the only lone shot in this game here so far. The Eagles have not had a shot on goal yet. Mora tries to head it to Heriderson, but taken away there by Brown. As the ball goes out of bounds, given over to the Eagles.
Yeah, that defensive strategy is working for them right now. The Eagles can get it in around here, but they haven't been able to get a clean look at the goal so far.
It definitely has given them some difficulty so far on this defensive end, as it looks like there's going to be a foul called on DeSimone as he knocked over Gasser. The Eagles will have a good chance here to try to make something happen. Gasser sends it down, tries to give it to Molina. Be headed away there by Upton. Arias. UNE coach telling them to play up.
Yeah, he likes to have them hang back and then wait till that opportunity where there's a weak point in the Husson defense and then have them all move up at the same time. They've been very organized with their movements today.
Coach Peter Ostegard in his 9th season at the helm of UNE men's soccer head coach. As it was Woodworth looking to try to make something happen, but it would be taken away here by the Eagles. Gasser over to Mossy Mongo. Gives it back over to Gasser. Mossy Mongo to Quiones. Gives it back over to Molina. Molina, Mossy Mongo looking to get by. Heriderson. So far, UNE's defense has really been swarming. Beckenbauer trying to get loose there. And it'll go out of bounds off of him. And it'll be a goal kick here for UNE.
Yeah, like you said, they're doing a really nice job of keeping the ball in front of them and keeping multiple players back on that Eagles front line.
So far, it's really caused some difficulties for the Eagles to try to get some good looks here, and a lot of good credit to UNE's defense. Beckenbauer gives over to Quiones as Gasser will break free here. Gasser looking to make a move. Sends it over to Mossy Mongo. Over to Arias. Arias breaks free. Arias looks to send it down to Mora, and it's going to have it a little bit too far in front of him. And Hammond comes away with it.
Yeah, that was a nice run by Mora there up the middle. The one downside to having a flat back line like that is it leaves those quick inseam routes wide open for the Eagles.
Absolutely. Definitely was a good pass there. Just was a little bit too far in front of Mora to be able to handle it. And gave it back over to UNE. Molina crosses over to Mora. Can be taken away there by Goulds. Goulds gives it over to Woodworth, and it looks like Lynch is going to be called for offsides here. Ball going back over to the Eagles. Shumway quickly gets it into Gasser. We'll have it kicked away by Higgins. Molina. Over to Heriderson. Heriderson. Bringing it up here. Heriderson still on his feet. But it's going to be kicked out there by Upton. Infante. Over to Shumway. Beckenbauer. Looking to stay with it here. But that's going to be kicked out by DeSimone. Actually, it'll be a foul called there, and it's actually going to be Gasser who's going to take the kick.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a shove there on that play, and I think the referee saw that.
It's going to be Gasser once again, kicking it away here. Gasser sends it over to Quiones. Quiones tries to head it, but they're going to call him on a foul there, as it looks like I believe he shoved DeSimone in the back, and the ball will be given back over to UNE. Lynch. And there will be a foul called as Upton falls to the ground there. Nor'easters will have a kick here.
Yeah, this is another one of those dangerous opportunities for them to get a ball into the box for one of their tall midfielders there.
As looks like it's going to be number 31, Alex Woodworth, going to have the kick here. Woodworth sends it down. Ball coming in to Waterman. And looks like there'll be, I did not see what they happened to call on that. I believe, oh, okay, actually it will be kicked out of bounds, so it'll be UNE with the throw in. Higgins tries to send it down. That's going to go a little bit over, and ball going over to the Eagles.
Yeah, you can see even on those free kick plays, they leave 4 men back behind the ball and only move 5 into the box for that free kick.
There's Molina now playing on the closest side to us here. Him and Shumway switch spots. Shumway sends it down to Ryderson, and Hammond's going to kick that one out. Arias looking to try to get it in quickly, as Hammond was way out of the goal for that one, but was not able to get it in time. Arias over to Ryderson. And it looks like it'll be another turnover going back to UNE.
Yeah, it's another offsides down that right side right now. Seems that those calls are not going Husson's way.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen a few offsides called here so far in this game. As it's been 2 called on UNE and then 2 called on Husson here so far in this game. It's both teams still trying to look for that first goal of the game. It's Gould. He's going to have it kicked out there by Mora. Arias will give it in here. Gives it over to Shumway. Infante. Infante swings it over to Molina. Molina gives it back over to Shumway. Mora tries to give it to Masimango, but taken away there by UNE. Raphael sends it a little bit too far down. So now we're seeing UNE's defense playing up now.
Yeah, you can see whenever Husson's goalkeeper has the ball that they move way up the field on those types of plays.
As the ball, it comes away to Mora. Mora takes it away here, and the Eagles will have a chance. Mora crosses it over, but it's going to be a little bit too far in front to Quinones, and Hammond comes away with it.
Yeah, a really nice touch by Mora there to get that ball off of the UNE defender and work it up that right side.
Yeah, he was trying to find Quinones there, but it just happened to go a little bit too far in front of him, and Hammond was able to come away with that. Mora still trying to get the ball here, and it's going to be taken away there by UNE. Raphael will give it over to Hammond, and Hammond will look to kick it away here. 13:50 left to play here in this first half. Still tied 0-0. No team has scored the first goal yet. I'm Isaac Potter alongside Avery Henningsen. Molina give it into Gasser. Gives it up to Molina. Shea. Look to get it in. It's going to be Gasser trying to get control of it. And Lynch tried to get it, and it looks like it's going to be Powell now kicking into the way.
Yeah, you can see Gavin Penny, Husson's head coach here, moved Molina over to this left side and switched him with Shumway. I wonder if that's some sort of positional mismatch over there on that left side.
Yeah, because it seems like so far the Eagles have really been getting their looks here on this left side. And so maybe that's something, because Molina is a very good passer, so that I'm sure that's probably why they decided to make the switch there, to try to get something going as they've been seeing more looks on the left side of the field.
Yeah, Molina's also very well known for those long searching runs right up through the middle of the defense, and I would imagine that's what they're trying to do with him here now.
We'll see Mongo. Gives it to Beckenbauer. We'll give it back over to Molina. Molina looks to send it down the fields. Over to Beckenbauer. And Hreiderson's going to have a chance here. Hreiderson looks to cross it over. Tries to give it to Gasser. Arias is going to have a shot here. Going to be kicked off the back of a UNE defender. That's going to be Masi Mongo coming away with it.
Yeah, it was a nice job by UNE to just pack the box on that play.
Yeah, Arias had his look there, but the backline defense really made it difficult there, as Shea will kick that one out of bounds, and I'll throw in here for the Eagles. Gasser over to Masi Mongo. Over to Shumway. Shumway gets free, still staying with it, and it's going to be kicked out of bounds by Brown.
Yeah, we were talking about Molina's runs, but Shumway is also more than capable of making that same type of run. It could be a mismatch over on that right side, too.
Right. And it's going to be Hreiderson's going to take a shot. And that's just going to go over the net there. Ball going back over to UNE.
Yeah, I think Hreiderson there that's one of the first clean shots he's had in this whole game, just with the pressing UNE defense that he decided to take his chance there.
Yeah, definitely that possession, I definitely would say, was one of the Eagles' better offensive possessions that we've seen. They had a good look from Arias, who had it blocked away there by DeSimone, and a good look there by Hreiderson, but just happens to go over the net. Hammond sends that one deep down the field. Mora swinging it over to Arias. Arias over to Masi Mongo. Gives it over to Infante. Swings it over to Molina. Beckenbauer gives a nice little pass over to Gasser. As the ball will now come over to Infante. Infante over to Shumway. Shumway gives it to Hreiderson. And Hreiderson is not going to be able to hang on to that one. The ball will go out of bounds. Going back over to UNE. Gould going to have a throw in here. Sends it down to Lynch. So that'll be kicked out by Shumway. Gould sends it back over to Lynch. Gives it over to Higgins. Higgins tries to give it to Shea. He headed out there by Molina. Molina looking to race up the field. Molina gives it over to Quiones. Gives it back over to Molina. Molina still staying with it. And we're actually going to have a foul called there, as it looks like it was DeSimone tripping up Molina. And Molina's going to have a chance here to... The Eagles, actually the Eagles are going to have a chance here to try to get something going.
Yeah, that was one of those long runs we talked about with Molina, and now we'll see if he can get on the end of this header here.
Yeah, that was a coast-to-coast play there by Molina, and great heads up by him to be able to draw the foul. It's going to be Beckenbauer who's going to take the kick here. Beckenbauer. That's going to be a little bit too much. As Shumway tries to head it in, and Hammond will throw it into Gould. Gould staying with it. Gould stays on his feet. Sends it down, tries to send it down to Lynch, but will be taken away by Infante. So we're just under 8 minutes left to play here in this first half. Woodworth has it taken away there by Masi Mongo, who would give it over to Molina. Beckenbauer gives over to Gasser. To Quiones. Back over to Beckenbauer. Beckenbauer looking to make something happen here. Tries to give it to Ryderson. Moore's going to have a shot. And it goes just a little bit too far to the left there. The ball will go out of bounds.
Yeah, that was just a really nice all-around team play there. Some nice one-touch passing over here on this left side to get that ball over to Mora.
Absolutely. Definitely was a great look there for the Eagles and a nice pass over to Mora. Mora had a wide open look there and tried to find looked like the top left-hand side of the net. And it just happens to go out of bounds. Quiones will kick it up in the air. Gasser will let it try to bounce. Gasser tries to save it, but Hammond runs into him.
Yeah, it looks like Gasser's momentum there just kind of kept him running into the goalkeeper on that play. We've seen this a couple times from Hammond now where he likes to get these big goal kicks from the top of the 18 rather than a punt.
Yeah, he's definitely got a good punt. He definitely is a strong kicker for sure.
Yeah, he really hammers that ball.
So Arias tries to send it down the field. It'll be go out of bounds. Back over to the Eagles here. A throw in into Shumway. Shumway gives it over to Infante. Infante swings it to Molina. Molina tries to find Quiones. This will be a little bit too much here. Shea gives it into Higgins. And that'll be kicked down the field to Infante, who will let that one roll to Powell. And Powell's going to pick it up. Powell, roll it over to Infante. Gives it to Molina. UNE looking to play up here. Infante. Over to Powell. Powell. Over to Shumway. Shumway sends it down to Ryderson. As it's going to be Gould now with it for UNE. Arias will kick it out, but Woodworth stays with it. Raphael have it sent down the field. DeSimone will give it to Brown. Brown looking to find Woodworth. But it's going to be kicked out of bounds there by Shumway.
Yeah, you can see this team really plays like according to their coach's direction on this field. That they like to sag, and then when the coach tells them to go, they move up towards the goal. But they listen to what the coach says instead of a more creative play, as Husson seems to run most of the time.
Quiones looking to make some moves here. We'll back it out. Gives it over to Gasser. Just trying to find Ryderson on the inside there. Beckenbauer. Have that one kicked out. We'll give it into Molina. Molina over to Shumway. Shumway over to Arias. Arias bringing it up. Arias tries to send it down to Beckenbauer, but kicked out by Shea. It's going to be Upton kicking that one out of bounds. Molina will have the throw in here with 3:10 left to play in the first half. Gives it to Shumway. Mora over to Quiones. Gives it back over to Shumway. We'll send it over to Infante. But Molina, stay with it. Lynch almost takes that one away. It's going to be Infante. Give it over to Masimango. Masimango. Pull it out.
Yeah, this offense really knows how to take those or pick their moments to step up here. They wait for that one bad missed pass across the back line, and then they just step on it.
Yeah, both teams here looking to try to get some momentum here, trying to get something going into the second half here. Molina tries to send it down, but that's going to be headed away by DeSimone. Beckenbauer over to Heriderson. Heriderson bringing it up. Stops. Gets around Shea. Tries to get a shot off, but Shea's going to block that one away. Shumway. Gives it over to Masimango. Masimango. Back over to Shumway. Shumway tries to give it to Heriderson. And he'll get a foul called there. And the Eagles be looking to have a chance here with 1:21 left to play. So it looks like it's going to be Gasser who's going to take this kick here for the Eagles.
You can see the Eagles here sending a few more men into the box than they normally would. We'll see if they try to get it over to Shumway here.
Shumway tries to get it in there. Masimango comes away with it. Look to pull it out. Guarded by Brown. Brown will have that one kicked out of bounds. And actually, that will go off of Masimango. And Brown's going to have the throw in here. So he'll turn that one back over to the Eagles here. 30 seconds left to play in the first half.
Yeah, we'll see if UNE tries to get a little bit more risky with it here on the offensive side of the ball with not much time left in this first half.
UNE looking to play up here as Hammond looks to send it down the field. Less than 10 seconds now. As Shea's trying to get free here. We get one off before the clock ends, and he does not. And that is how the first half is going to end, as it's still 0-0. So, Avery, what are your thoughts here just from this first half?
I think the Eagles just need to keep staying patient on the ball and not try to press the field too much and give UNE the room for that counterattack. And on the flip side, UNE just needs to be patient with their formation and get that opportunity to take the goal.
Right, yeah. And if you're UNE, you got to be very pleased so far with how you've played in that first half, especially defensively. It's made it difficult here for the Eagles. And the Eagles will look to try to get something going here as we will take a quick break here going into halftime. But stay with us here as we'll get ready for second half action in about less than 15 minutes. You're watching Husson Eagles men's soccer on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. And we are back here at Boucher Field as we are just about to get underway here for the second half, as it's UNE men's soccer taking on Husson men's soccer. And it's tied at 0-0 apiece here in this first half. I'm Isaac Potter alongside Avery Henningsen on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. We want to take a moment to thank today's game sponsors: Performance PT, designing a healthier you; Greenway Equipment Sales in Ellsworth and Bangor; Nothing Runs Like a Deer; Governor's Restaurant; and Kinsella, giving resources new life. And Avery, so far, UNE's defense has really been causing some problems here for Husson. So what's Husson going to have to do if they want to come out with the victory here in the second half?
I think Husson needs to keep being patient and just keep moving that ball around and just wait for that UNE defense to crack a little bit. They're going to get impatient on the other side of it, and it's just whichever team can stay patient long enough in this one.
As UNE is going to make a few changes here to start the second half. It's going to be number 15, Zayd Tincher, checking in, along with number 28, Brendan Crichton. And for the Eagles, the still remaining starters will still remain in the game here, as we will get ready to start off the second half, as it's going to be UNE kicking it off away here.
Yeah, you can see UNE's pushing a few people up to this halfway line. We'll see if they've made some changes at halftime.
Yeah, so far we've seen there's 5 people lined up here for UNE on the front side here. And so let's see what happens.
2 substitutions for the Nor'easters begin the second half.
And Brown going to kick it down the field here. Gives it over to Lynch.
Number 15, Zayd Tincher.
It's Tincher
For number 12,
coming away with it here.
number 34.
The ball will be swung over to Gould. Gould sent down to Lynch. And Shea tries to get in there, but Powell is going to come away with it. And the Eagles will kick it away. We'll come into Shumway.
Yeah, you can see they've gone a little bit more offensive here in the second half. I would imagine they might be trying to get a goal right off the bat and then revert back to that first half defense.
Quiones try to send it down to Beckenbauer, who will have it kicked out of bounds there. The Eagles still stay with it. Beckenbauer will have a throw in. Give it to Molina. Molina. Try to send it down. This is going to be Arias. Arias looking to try to make something happen here for the Eagles. Breaks free. Tries to cross it over. The ball's going to go out of bounds. And it looks like it's going to be an Eagles corner kick here.
Yeah, you can see Husson's moving those 2 outside backs into the box. I would imagine they'll be trying to get it to one of them. Molina there had a nice goal last weekend off a corner kick.
As now we're going to see Gasser, who's going to take the corner here for Husson. Gasser will send it across. Moore tries to get it. Masimango tries a shot, but that's going to be blocked away there. As Molina will let it go out of bounds. And it looks like we're going to have an injury here on the field. It's going to be a UNE player down.
Yeah, he took a pretty direct hit from Mosey there. And
while he's going to handle that injury, looks like it was number 14. It was Connor Lynch. So the ball just happened to get hit in the back of the head there. And while there's an injury on the field, we'll take a quick timeout as well. We'll be right back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. we're back here at Boucher Field as Connor Lynch is going to walk out the field here and going to get checked out as Luca DeTerzi is going to check into the game here for UNE. And the Eagles are going to have a corner kick here. Looks like it's going to be Gasser once again taking this corner kick as well. It's UNE trying to build a wall there. Gasser will send this down. As the ball happens to go in the back of the net there, it looks like it's going to get an offsides call, and UNE comes away with it.
Yeah, I think that might have been a little bit of shoving in the box there. You saw the referee talking to some players there before the play.
As Arias comes away with it there. It's going to be Woodworth trying to break free there, but Mora will get it here. Masimango swings it over to Molina. Molina over to Quiones. Quiones still staying with it here for the Eagles. Makes a nice move. Tries to cross it over, loses his footing, still stays with it. Finds Ryderson, who just misses. And the ball is going to be kicked out of bounds there by Goulds.
That was a really nice bit of footwork by Quiones down there on that line. And it was just a little kick save away from being a goal there for Husson.
Ryderson staying with it here. Ryderson looking to try to make something happen. So that's going to be kicked there by Beckenbauer. Beckenbauer just a little bit too far. The ball's going to go out of bounds, back over to UNE.
Yeah, that was very similar to the shot that Ryderson had in the first half, where you just got a little bit of space there at the top of the 18, and these guys are perfectly good enough to make those types of plays.
There's definitely a bullet there, too, from Beckenbauer. Just happened to go a little bit too far to the left there. The ball will be kicked down the field here. Tercy. Ryderson tries to give it over to Mora. As Arias tries to kick it away there, but it's going to be Gould coming away with it. It's Woodworth taken away by Arias. And Ryderson looking to attack now. Ryderson looks to send it over, but it's going to be headed out of bounds by Waterman. And the Eagles will once again have another corner kick.
Yeah, UNE's been a little bit more dangerous on the attack this half, and it's been giving Husson those opportunities to work it into the box.
Yeah, the Eagles definitely coming out with more of an attack here, looking to try to get on the board here. This is going to be Gasser who's going to take this corner kick. Gasser. Send it down, and that's just going to go behind the net there. And the turnover going back over to UNE.
Yeah, it looked like the referee cleared the box on that play. It's interesting. Some referees let some of that stuff slide on corner kicks, and others are a little bit more serious about the shoving that goes on inside the box.
Right, definitely they seem to let that one play through as Hammond will kick it down. So it comes away there to Crichton. So Molina will get in front of that one and will kick it out of bounds. As UNE looking to try to find someone open here as well, coming to Tincher. So he'll be kicked out there again. But it'll be the Eagles now coming away with it. Molina will send it over to Infante. Over to Shumway. UNE looking to play up here. Dangerous pass there, but Molina will stay with it. So that's Crichton playing up on him.
Yeah, you can see UNE's putting a lot more pressure on the Eagles here in the second half.
Molina will try to boot that one down. It's going to be Waterman. This is Beckenbauer. Gives it over to Shumway. Shumway sends it down. Arias looking to try to chase it. Brown will give it over to Gould. Gould bringing it up. And that's going to be a trip there by Heriderson. And it looks like a yellow card is going to be awarded here. It's going to be called on the Eagles. I'm not sure who they will call this on. I think it might be either on Heriderson or Shumway.
Yeah, I think that was on Shumway there. He threw the ball after the play, and it just led to a little bit of a altercation with the ref there.
Yeah. Yeah, he kicked the ball away, and it's happened a few times so far in the game, and the refs had enough with that, and a card was awarded. The ball tries to find its way down to UNE. It's Quiones. Will kick that one out, and it's going to be Beckenbauer with the throw in here.
Yeah, I think that was just emotion showing through for the Husson Eagles there.
And dangerous pass there as Gould looks to try to give it down to Woodworth. But that's going to be kicked out by Shumway. And we're going to have a throw in here for UNE. 36:52 left to play in this second half. It's going to be Waterman. Trying to get it loose there, and Beckenbauer gives it to Quiones. Eagles on the break here. Quiones tries to find Mora. And the Eagles are looking for a call that it went out of bounds, but they will happen to get the call as Hammond was not able to pick it up before it went out of bounds. And the Eagles are going to have a corner kick.
Yeah, I think he just got there second too late. It was a good heads-up play by the Eagles there to notify the ref of that.
As it's going to be Gasser who's going to have the fourth corner kick of this second half. Gasser finds Quiones. Quiones almost heads it in there. Heriderson tried to get right there on it. And Hammond was able to grab that and makes a nice save.
That was a nice header, too, by Quiones on that play.
Yeah, definitely was not a easy play to make there, too. When you're making contact action like that. And just a nice save there from Hammond. Higgins, give it over to Crichton. So he'll have that one kicked out. Mora looking to chase it down here. Gives it to Heriderson. Heriderson looking to keep it in bounds as the ball is going to go out. And that's going to be given back over to UNE. So now it's going to be Gould who's going to have the throw in. Gould. As it's Shumway. Is able to draw the foul there as it was DeTerci making some contact on that play. Shumway over to Infante. Gives it over to Molina. Molina over to Beckenbauer. Beckenbauer gives it to Gasser. Gasser to Molina. He'll give it over to Infante. That's Mora now. Mora looks to send it over to Heriderson. Wasn't able to get it there. So it's going to be Higgins now. Higgins. So that's going to be a trip there by Beckenbauer. UNE's going to kick it down the fields. Shumway going to head that one away. He'll give it to Mora. Masimango kicks that one out. Keona is looking to try to get to that one. As he does, he'll give it to Gasser. Gasser to Heriderson. Heriderson's going to have a chance. And it's blocked away there by Hammond. Another nice save from Hammond.
Yeah, he did a really nice job of coming off his line there and making up for his defense's mistake over on that left side.
Yeah, Heriderson had a good look at it, but Hammond was able to come out and able to save that one from going out of bounds. A corner kick here from the Eagles. That's going to be kicked out by Gould. It's going to come all the way down to Powell. And Powell's going to give it over to Beckenbauer. As the ball will go out of bounds, there'll be a throw in here for the Eagles. Ball coming to Gasser. Over to Infante. Shumway now. Tries to give it to Heriderson, but that's going to be taken away by Woodworth. He sends it down to Waterman. Waterman. Back over to Tincher. Gives it to Higgins. Higgins will give it over to Woodworth. But Powell's going to get in front of that one. And the Eagles come away with it.
Yeah, you can see that counterattack going back to that corner kick play there. That this UNE offense is just trying to wait for that opportunity when Husson's defenders are out of their defensive third and strike on that.
As the Eagles so far leading the shots to UNE 9-1, 3-0 on shots on goal, but UNE still staying around here with their defense that has been giving Husson some problems. Masimango going to have that one taken away. As it's Crichton. Tries to send it down to Woodworth. Powell will scoop that one up. Powell.
You can see Husson working their way up the field here. Looks like they're going to try to get some offensive pressure off this punt.
Powell send it down the field. Masimango comes away with it. Some more. We'll leave it over to Shumway. Arias going to give it to Heriderson. Heriderson in a foot race with Brown. Brown able to get in front of it. As the ball happens to go out of bounds. And it looks like it'll be a goal kick here for UNE. Husson's going to have their first sub of the game coming in here. It's going to be number 9, Mario Alvarez, checking in. He's going to give number 30, Florian Gasser, a break.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try to put some fresh legs up in that offensive third of their formation here.
As number 7, Luke Gold, checks in for Keegan Shea.
Mario Alvarez coming on for number 30, Florian Gasser.
As Hammond's going to kick this one away. As a foul's going to get called there. This ball will be given back over to UNE. As it's going to be number 23, Brendan Waterman, who's going to have a kick here.
You can see how high Husson's pushing that UNE offensive line here.
Waterman tries to give it into Brown. Brown tries to head it, but Powell able to make a stop there. He will give it over to Arias. Gives it over to Mora. Heriderson to Alvarez. Alvarez tries to send it down to Mora. Going to be headed away there by Smith. Arias with a nice play there to keep it alive. Gives it into Heriderson. Heriderson over to Arias. Arias gives it to Infante. Infante to Molina. Molina will send it down the field to Quiones. Quiones will pull it back, but an offsides call is going to be called on the Eagles, and UNE will have possession once again.
You can see Husson's trying to be patient with the ball here and get it back to the back line and then move it up towards that front position with Quiones and Haridason up there.
Hammond will kick this one away here. Ollie Hammond is a goalkeeper, a sophomore from Waitsfield, Vermont. As Higgins looking for something here for UNE. As Waterman looks to try to give it over. And it's going to be a tripping called there, and the Eagles will get possession once again. Molina. Send it over to Masimango. Over to Shumway. We'll give it over to Arias. Arias will have that one kicked out of bounds by Smith. Shumway will make a throw in here. Shumway over to Arias. Back over to Infante. Infante over to Molina. Molina gives it to Alvarez. Swing it over to Infante. To Shumway. Arias staying with it here. Ball is going to go out of bounds. Staying with Husson. Mora. Passes it over to Masimango. It's Molina now. Molina bringing it up. Still with it. Gives it over to Arias. Arias gives it back to Molina. As Brown stops that. And it looks like a foul call is going to be called on that play, but the Eagles will kick it away here.
Yeah, that was one of those copyrighted Molina runs there where he saw his opportunity and took it right up the gut.
As Alvarez is going to kick this one away here for the Eagles.
You can see UNE has nobody up anywhere near the circle, and Husson's just packing the box with all their players.
As Alvarez kicks it a little bit too far to the left there, and the Eagles will turn the ball over. It's Hammond now going to kick this one away. Hammond. Send it down the field. Gets it in to Smith. Over to Masimango. Tincher looking to try to make a play. Quiones still fighting with it. Tincher will give it over to Smith. Smith tries to give it down to DiTerzi. Infante will give it over to Powell, and Powell will send that one down. Higgins heads it here as Haridason now coming away with it. Haridason will pull it back and give it over to Arias. 24:50 left to play in this second half. Still remaining scoreless. Haridason. Haridason over to Mora. Mora tries to give it to Quiones, but it can be kicked out by Brown. Smith will send it down past the midfield here, and Eagles will come away with it. Infante gives over to Powell. Shumway will try to give it up to Mora. Ball's going to be kicked out of bounds, still remaining with the Eagles.
Yeah, you can see UNE right now is just trying to kick that ball as far up the field as they can and get it into the Eagles' defensive third.
This is going to be number 21, Carlos Echeverts, who's going to check into the game here along with number 21-9, Nate Chamberlain. And will be kicked up there. As it's Arias who's going to kick that one out. And it looks like it'll be a throw in here for UNE as it's going to be Woodworth. Woodworth gives it into Tincher. UNE will turn the ball over there as it will go out of bounds. And that's now we'll see the subs come in. As Mora is going to get a break here, and along with Arias, who's going to get a break as well.
It looks like Penny's trying to get some fresh legs on that right side of the Husson offense here.
Alvarez gives it over to Echeverse. Echeverse over to Alvarez. Alvarez will swing it across to Molina. Gives it over to Quinones, excuse me. Tries to send it down to Beckenbauer, but Gould takes it away. Gould still staying with it. Has it taken away by Alvarez. We'll give it over to Echeverse. Gives it over to Beckenbauer. Beckenbauer looking to get free here. So that's kicked out by Tincher. Hryderson's going to have a shot here. Takes a shot on goal and finds the back of the net. And the Eagles off to a 1-0 lead.
That was just a beautiful turn by Hryderson there right at the top of the 18, and he just made a little move and got past that goalkeeper for the shot.
Yeah, great play there by Hryderson. Able to break free there and was able to find back in the net as we see the replay. Hryderson just having to break free there. And it just gets it by Hammond. And he just finds the back of the net. And the Eagles score first on the game here. They're up 1-0 now with 22:03 left to play in the second half.
Yeah, we'll see if this changes UNE's strategy here. It's not so easy to just sit back and defend if you're down one goal.
Definitely a big goal there from the Eagles as they'll look now to try to get some momentum. And definitely, like you mentioned, Avery, we'll see if UNE tries to switch up their strategy now after giving up that goal. Higgins gives it down to Masimango. That's Tincher. We'll kick it. Ball's now taken away by Woodworth. And Masimango is going to take that one away, and he'll give it over to Echeverse. Echeverse tries to find Quinones. The ball will be kicked out by UNE. But here's DiTerzi. DiTerzi tries to give it over to Crichton. As it's Smith now for UNE. Tries to send it down, but gets the wrong kick off of that one. And the Eagles coming away with it. Echeverse to Quinones. Quinones to Hryderson. Hryderson gives it to Quinones. Quinones back to Hryderson. Hryderson up top to Alvarez. We'll look to send it down to Beckenbauer. Beckenbauer still remains with it. As the ball goes out of bounds, it'll be a corner kick for the Eagles. It's going to be a stoppage of play there as Tincher happens to be down. And while they're going to deal with that injury, we're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be right back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network.
Selling is all about relationships and building trust. At Greenway, it's our people that have built the business. We're fortunate to have a team with years of experience. They know John Deere equipment inside and out and go the extra mile to take care of our customers.
And right now is a great time to talk to one of us about a new tractor. Get 0% APR financing for 72 months on a John Deere compact utility tractor. Nothing runs like a Deere.
From Greenway Equipment Sales, family owned and operated since 1994.
As we're back here at Boucher Field, as Tincher being helped off the field. And a corner kick from Husson here as it goes on the top of the goal and will go out of bounds. Checking into the game for Tincher is going to be number 12, John Upton. As Hammond will get it underway here as we're just about 20 minutes left to play here in this game. In case you missed it, Arnie Heriderson scored the first goal of the game, coming in the 67th minute.
Quite a last couple games for Heriderson here, as he had 2 goals on Sunday with 2 assists and another assist on Saturday.
Yeah, Heriderson, one of the top leading goal scorers for this Husson team. He's definitely provided a lot of good things. Heriderson, only a sophomore on this squad, so we'll see him here for another 2 years.
That's something you can say about a lot of this Husson men's team. There's a lot of very talented players that are freshmen and sophomores here.
Chamberlain has to give it down to Heriderson, but taken away by Higgins. Woodworth sends it down the field. As Gould's going to try to chase that one down and just happens to go out of bounds. And the ball going back over to the Eagles. As UNE looking to play up now. Powell will kick it out and come away to Etcheverse. Etcheverse over to Heriderson, over to Chamberlain. Chamberlain over to Alvarez. Alvarez looks to send it down the fields, but Hammond is going to scoop that one up. Hammond looks to kick it away here. Be sent down to Upton, over to Etcheverse. As Gould tries to give a pass over there to Upton, a little bit too far ahead of him. And now we're going to see some subs here for UNE and Husson. Number 2, Matty Calver, going to check into the game for number 31, Alex Woodworth. And we're going to see Pablo Morato and number 38, Kenny Penny, check into the game, giving Quinones and Beckenbauer a break.
Yeah, they've been running a lot up on that left side, and I think Coach Penny just wants some fresh legs up there for those long through balls.
They definitely deserve a much-deserved break here. Played a good chunk of the game here and done a lot of good things here for the Eagle squad. As it's Loubier going to let that one go out of bounds. Loubier going to have a throw in. It's going to be Etcheverse trying to take that one away, but Calver going to have it taken away by Shumway. And Calver will push him over, and a foul called on the Eagles. Masimango gives it over to Shumway, over to Chamberlain. Chamberlain tries to give it to Etcheverse. Chamberlain looking to try to chase that one down. Ball's going to go out of bounds over to UNE.
Yeah, that was just a little bit too far for Chamberlain. That was a very similar play as he had an assist from about the same spot last Sunday.
Yeah, it looked like there Etcheverse was trying to give it back to Chamberlain to try to get a crossover, but just put it a little bit too far ahead of him and turned the ball back over to the Eagles. To UNE. Shumway over to Etcheverse. Etcheverse will give it over to Calver. Has that one taken away. And it will be given to Masimango. Masimango will give it over to Molina. Has that one poked away from DiTerzi. DiTerzi still staying with it, but Molina will take it back away from him.
Yeah, that was a really nice coverage by Molina there. He lost the ball, but made the play on the back end to get it back.
Morato now on the break here. Looks to try to cross it, gets tripped up. And it looks like there will at least be a whistle on that play.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be a corner kick there.
I thought there for a second it looked like the ref had his hands. He had his hand up. I thought they might have, we're going to call a foul on that, but it will happen to be a corner kick as it looks like it's going to be Alvarez taking the corner kick here. So he will send this one down. Shumway heads it. Masimango tries to bicycle kick it, but hits the top of the net. But impressive shot there from Masimango.
That was a really heads-up play by him there to just get a foot on that ball.
If it happened to find the back of the net, that definitely probably could have been a ESPN top 10 play there.
Yeah, that would have been a goal of the month there for the Eagles.
Absolutely.
Goal of the year almost.
You could probably arguably say that for sure, as it's going to be Penny trying to chase that one down as Waterman gets it away here. Masimango over to Morato. Gives over to Infante. Shumway gives it to Heriderson. Heriderson's going to keep it in bounds. Will look to try to cross it, but he'll pull back. Gives it over to Chamberlain. Chamberlain crosses it over, tries to give it to Penny. But it's going to be Hammond who's going to make the stop there. And UNE will come out away with it.
Yeah, that was some nice effort by Husson down there on that right side. Nice run by Heriderson and a nice ball crossed by Chamberlain there.
13:40 left to play here in the second half. Husson currently hanging on to a 1-0 lead. Still lots of time here for UNE to still do something. As you're hearing Coach Ostergaard telling his team to play up.
Yeah, they're still playing a very defensive formation, even down 1-0 here, and we'll see if that changes entering this last 13 minutes.
Masimango gives it to Alvarez. Alvarez will swing it over to Shumway. Shumway tries to send it down, but that'll be a little bit too far ahead, and Hammond will come away with it. Shumway happened to also get the assist in Heriderson's goal. Echeverse gives over to Masimango. Masimango trying to stay with it, but Higgins comes away with it. As Calver will try to send it down to DiTerzi, but the ball will be kicked out and a throw in here for the Eagles.
Yeah, they're in no rush here, up 1-0. That they're perfectly content to work this ball around the back here.
This ball will be thrown into Infante. The Eagles were happy to score another goal here. It definitely would help their cause quite a bit as they're trying to make it a comfortable lead. As there's still a lot of time here for UNE to still be able to do something here. As Morato tries to give it down to Penny. Penny trying to get it, but can be taken away there by Gould. So that's going to be a trip call there.
Yeah, well, UNE hasn't had a whole lot of offensive pressure off their own passing here today. It's been a lot of long balls and mistakes by the defense that have led to most of their scoring opportunities.
It's going to be kicked down the fields. Molina will head it. Penny will give it over to Heriderson. Heriderson gives it over to Echeverse. Echeverse will give it over to Alvarez. as Morato tries to send it down to Penny. But Hammond's going to grab onto that one.
Yeah, it was a nice idea by Morato on that left side, but it was just a little too far for Penny. You can see Husson here is not allowing
as it's going to be Molina. Kick it down the field here. The Eagles so far, too, have been leading the shots over to UNE. UNE's only had one shot the whole game compared to Husson's 11. Husson's had 4 shots on goal. As it's going to have a throw in here from Smith. He'll give it into Brown. Heriderson will take it away. The ball coming to Higgins. It's Upton. We'll try to give it down to Gould. Morato with a good play there to kick it out of bounds. Could have been a dangerous play there for the Eagles. Higgins looked to send it down. Tries to find Calvert. Wasn't able to find it. And it looks like it's going to be a corner kick here for UNE.
Yeah, that was a really dangerous ball right across the top of the 6 there for UNE.
And this is UNE's first corner kick of the game here, so we'll see what happens on this play.
Imagine they're going to try to get into some of those tall heads in the back there.
It's actually going to be a throw-in for UNE, excuse me. So I couldn't really see down the field, but it's Powell making the nice save there, a dangerous play, as it was Crichton right in there trying to head it in, but Powell was able to make the save.
Yeah, Powell did a good job of using his size there to take authority on that ball.
Infante, give it over to Chamberlain, over to Etcheverse, over to Heriderson. Heriderson, pull it back here. Eagles looking to continuing to be patient. Infante loses his step. Shumway still stays with it. Powell will kick it out. Smith. It's Penny now. He'll give it over to Alvarez. Alvarez tries to send it down to Morato. And it looks like we're going to get a card here. That's going to go on UNE. As I believe that's going to be called on number 12, John Upton.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened there, Isaac.
Yeah, I couldn't really see. I don't know if it was just a play that just might have been a non-playable thing there, but I'm not really sure. But either way, a yellow card will be awarded. That's UNE's first yellow card of the game. Alvarez tries to send it in. Penny tries to head it. Loses footing there, but Hammond comes away with the save. Yeah, it looked like their Penny just kind of mistimed his jump there and happened to miss there.
Yeah, it was just a little bit too high for him.
Penny still staying on his feet. And great hustle there from Penny, and he gets the foul call there. And the Eagles are going to have a little kick here.
You can see UNE continues to just pull everybody back and just leave that single man up top here. Makes it hard for counterattacks on these offensive plays. If you pardon me, you can see now they're moving some players up the field here to potentially capitalize on a missed free kick.
It's Alvarez going to kick it down. Be headed away by Brown. So we're just now under 7 minutes to play here in this game. As now, like you mentioned, Avery, you'll probably see UNE starting to play up. Trying to make one last attempt to try to tie this thing up.
Yeah, it looks like they've moved Matty Calver there up towards the top now.
The Eagles will look to continue to be pacing here. Etcheverse gives it over to Chamberlain. Chamberlain tries to find Molina. As Calvert tries to send it down, but taken away by Shumway. And it looks like a foul was called there, and UNE will have the possession. And still, as Hammond now is going to kick it down the fields. Shumway will head it. Gives it into Heriderson. Heriderson dribbling here, and Brown. As now we're going to see some subs. It's going to be number 16, Moba, and I believe it's number 31, Alex Woodworth, checking into the game for UNE, and number 22, Miguel Morales, checking in for Arnie Heriderson.
Yeah, Heriderson's had a great game out there today, and I think they just want to give him some fresh legs.
Penny trying to make a move here. Penny tries to take away from Brown. Penny is going to have that one kicked out there by Waterman.
You're seeing temper starting to flare a little bit here tonight, Isaac.
Yeah, both teams definitely want to try to get this win here. Alvarez tries to give it over to Morales, but has it taken away. Arias gives it to Penny. Penny's going to have a shot. Just goes a little bit too far to the left. But a good look there for the Eagles.
Yeah, that was a nice ball into the box there by Chamberlain. He fit it right through a couple of UNE defenders there up to Penny. Just missed a little bit wide there.
Penny so far, since he's checked in the game, has done a lot of good things here and had a good look there. Just didn't find the back of the net. Morales now bringing it up. Eagles looking to try to add more to their lead. Morales now staying with it. Has it taken away by Calver. Calver, give it over to Smith. Or to Masimango. Masimango will look to pull it back. Gives it over to Shumway. Etcheverse now. Looking to make a move. Etcheverse gives it over to Morales. To Alvarez. Morato's going to take a shot. Just happens to go behind the net there. But another good look there for the Eagles.
Yeah, some nice passing there from Husson to just work it around over to Morato on that left side and get him open.
3:13 now left to play in this second half. UNE looking to try to make something happen. Woodworth going to have that one kicked out. Penny racing down, trying to stay with it. Stays on his feet. And he's going to accidentally give a hit there over to Waterman. As Hammond going to kick this down the fields. Look to give it to Ba. Has it kicked out. Calver still staying with it here. Over to Smith. Smith tries to kick it down and be kicked out by Alvarez. Molina is over to Chamberlain. As Smith will send it down to Hammond. And Hammond will look to boot it. Alvarez stays with it. Gives it over to Penny. Penny tried to look for Morales there, but was not running on the side there. Calvert. Over to Ba. Ba tries to send it through to Waterman. Powell will kick it out. As Etcheverse will send it down to Morales. Morales over to Morato. Back over to Morales. Morales gives it to Alvarez. To Morato. Eagles on the break here. Morato breaks free. Tries to give it over to Penny, but has it taken away there by Waterman. Masimango to Alvarez to Morales. This ball will be kicked down over to Crichton.
Yeah, you can see that offensive aggressiveness by UNE is paying off for them a little bit with some more opportunities, but it's also backfiring on the other side of the ball. With Husson's had some really great opportunities here in the last 5 minutes.
As now we're less than 1 minute to play here. UNE looking to try to tie things up.
Yeah, Husson will just be looking to boot anything that comes near them clear right now. Just run out this clock.
Gould will have a throw in here. All the players up here for UNE. Gould will send it down. Over to Ba, and Powell's going to hold on to that one. And he'll let some time go off the clock. As now we're about 20 seconds left to play. Powell sends it down the field to Smith. Over to Penny. Penny gets it to Brown. Masimango gives it to Molina. Molina's going to dribble it up here. He was looking to try to win one last play. Morales tries to get a shot off. That's going to be blocked away there by Hammond. And the Eagles come away with a 1-0 victory over UNE thanks to a goal from Arnie Heraderson in the 67th minute of the second half. Avery, this was definitely a great game to watch.
Yeah, it was a very defensive game, but Husson got that one goal and then managed to just hang on for the rest of the game.
Yeah, UNE did all they could in this game here, holding Husson scoreless in that first half. And they were able to hold them off for a while, but it was Husson scoring a goal in that second half as well. We want to take a moment to thank today's game sponsors: Performance PT, designing a healthier you; Greenway Equipment Sales in Ellsworth and Bangor; Nothing Runs Like a Deer; Governor's Restaurant; and Casella, giving resources new life. UNE falls to 0-8-2 overall on the year, and Husson will move to 5-2-2 overall. Avery, any final thoughts here?
I think it was just a great team win by Husson there. They played good defense and they worked the ball around really well, and when they got their opportunity, they took it and scored that goal.
Definitely was a great game to watch for sure. The next game here for Husson is going to be coming up on this Saturday. They'll be hosting Umpy. That'll be a 1 o'clock game. And then October 2nd, Husson will also be hosting a game against Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts. That'll be an 11 o'clock start. Also, the game on Saturday will also be a doubleheader, as it will be the men's playing first and then the women's playing after the game. But we are going to wrap things up here, as the final score was Husson 1, UNE 0. Thank you all for tuning in for tonight's broadcast. You guys have a great rest of your evening.